control from their own blue line. Ron Wilson ahead for Keith Acton. And it caroms into the Penguin zone. Plett coming after Jim Johnson, but Johnson outskates him. Now we got a fight breaking out back. Up ice. It's like Dan Frawley of the Penguins and one of the North Stars. Back all the way away from the puck at the Minnesota blue line.
That's Larry DePalma. Larry DePalma and Dan Frawley.
Now Hillier challenged, and they come after it. Here's Willie Plett coming after Randy Hillier. Plett just jumped in at Hillier. I didn't see what happened. I went to write the penalties down, and Hillier evidently barked at somebody, and Plett came after him and jumped him. And it's broken loose here in Minnesota. Bob Rouse and Jimmy Johnson start to throw. They've got a hold of one another with the gloves off. Willie Plett just made a dash for Randy Hillier as he had his back bent over the boards.
Randy Hillier's at the bottom of the pile, and Randy Cunningworth trying to get in to help Randy Hillier.
I'm not sure where he is. He might be in. Oh, now I'm left by Willie Plett on one of the Penguins. Dan Quinn, apparently.
Well, Willie Plett, second all-time in penalty minutes. This is the kind of stuff he's been doing his entire career.
They're holding Frawley back, and it's a mismatch now, and Frawley wants in to even it up, and I can't blame him. The linesman, Jerry Bateman, having his hands full. Now Rouse comes after Dan Frawley. And Jimmy Johnson steps in to separate those two.
Boy, it's funny. There was no indication of this whatsoever, but this is the frustration the North Stars are feeling right now.
Frawley handled by Jerry Bateman. You know, it's unfortunate right now that the Penguins are shorthanded in this situation. Now they're trying to get Willie Plett off of Randy Hillier from behind. It all started with Larry DePalma and Dan Frawley. I think Frawley's going to be gone for the night. And Plett just won't let go now. I mean, this is ridiculous. He ought to be gone, too. He really should be. I mean, he's got to let go and just get rid of it. Now Hillier coming back at him. And right by Plett. And the referee, Noah, trying to step in. Frawley saying, hey, it's not even here. You're holding me. Hillier and Plett. Frawley cannot get in to help, but he's being tied up by Bateman. And Plett, as you know, has much more size than Randy Hillier. And you got a possible bench clearing situation here. The Penguins are in mass right now. They're waiting to go. If it keeps up, here's Hillier with a left on Plett. They finally let Frawley go, and he's back into it. He's back in the penalty box. They put him in the box. You've got a possible situation here where some people could come off the bench to even things up. And they finally set. DePalma's trying to get. Now he's got a hold of somebody and pulls him into the box. Well, let's put the show on, boys. Frawley saying to DePalma, come on over here, and we'll finish it up here.
He's got a few screws loose, Larry DePalma.
Well, bye-bye, Willie. You're done for the night. See you later, partner. You had one shift, and you're gone. 4-1 Pittsburgh. Back in a moment on the Penguins Hockey Network. Jimmy Roberts, the Penguins assistant coach, challenging Plett as he came off the ice, and you can see the North Stars reacting. I think what he was upset about was the fact that Plett just went right over and got a piece of the Penguins' Randy Hillier. Now, probably with a good clean check there, and there's a left hand by DePalma. Now, what started that? Well, we saw that, no question about it. And Frawley and DePalma went to it.
I guess Larry DePalma doesn't know what a clean check is. I mean, he bumped him with his hip and his shoulder. Perfectly clean check. And DePalma immediately turned around and gave him a left hand right to the face with his glove on.
Ron Finn, the linesman, now in the middle of the pack, and Dan Frawley came across and got Ronnie Finn with a left hand. You can see Plett on throwing punches at him, too, at times. Look at Mike Noah, the referee. You rarely see that, and he got bumped in the face. Well, Willie, you're going to get the hot water.
Hillier hit him, too, from behind. Little rabbit punch from Hillier to Mike Noah.
Larry DePalma just got thrown out of the game.
Wonder why. He reached in from the penalty box a few times.
Now Cicerelli is hit now by Ruskowski, and there they go. And here comes Brian McClellan to grab Ruskowski. Ruskowski coming over. Dino Cicerelli of the North Stars. The original penalty. Dino not too happy. Pittsburgh, they're a little feisty tonight in Minnesota. It's warm. He's not supposed. Mario Lemieux out for the Penguins with Willie Lindstrom and Troy Loney to begin the second period.
What's that tell you about the Maple Leafs, Mike?
Now Lemieux is hit against the boards, and the Penguins rush over very quickly to join that parade. The Gordy Roberts in there with Lemieux of the North Star. And so 10 seconds into the second period, they start to go again. I think it was Dennis Marouk who was giving Lemieux a shove.
Yeah, it was. Right over by the Penguins bench.
After the North Stars had cut it to a 2-goal lead, just 23 seconds in, a penalty coming up against the Penguins. Jim Johnson for nailing Cesarelli. Mantha belts in from behind, but the Penguins will be shorthanded. Dino Cesarelli. Dan Quinn comes over to say something.
That from going into the boards, but his shoulder took the whole hit. He was tripped up by a stick. He got up. He was just moving, and it was Cesarelli who gave him a shot in the back. So he was trying to get up, and he went into the boards.
Well, Lemieux slow in getting up. We'll take a timeout. 6-2. The Penguins have the lead here in Minnesota. Back in a moment on the Penguins. Now, wait a minute here. Now, the Penguins Hockey Network. Work it behind the net. Hand and 2 well covered by Gordy Roberts. Cesarelli is hit by Chris Katos. Now, here's Cesarelli taking a shot from Bob Erie, and they're after Cesarelli. Wilson came out of there. Boy, I think he was surprised. Now, Musil grabbing Wilson. Are they going to go? They've got a hold of one another, Mitch Wilson and Musil. And now the whistle sounds. Mike North let him go as long as he could. And Musil drops the gloves, and now Wilson does. And here's Musil trying to throw some punches. Wilson trying to get himself free, and off comes the helmet of Wilson. Right a second, Musil and Mitch Wilson. And they'll let him go until they burn themselves out. Musil running Wilson against the glass. Musil using that uppercut. Wilson coming with a right hand. Now they let him, and the linesmen are going to let these two guys go. And here's Wilson grabbing the hair of Musil and comes with an uppercut and gets him with a pretty good shot. Grabbing the hair, that'll be a gross misconduct.
That will. And, you know, Mitch Wilson said the other day he had stitches on his eyebrow with Steve Thomas. He said, I'll take a few shots who will just hold on and try to prevent themselves from getting any shots. They consider it even at that point. Mitch Wilson perfectly willing to take him as well as throw him.
That's the final. Pittsburgh 7, Minnesota 3.